So I'm just gonna get straight into it, no fluff. And the secret of how you do YouTube is this, is who are you as a person and what are you trying to do with YouTube? Because nowadays everyone wants to make videos on YouTube. When you post a video on YouTube and hey, I have a YouTube channel, it's like, everyone can do that. So the secret is value-driven content. Let me repeat that. Value-driven content. In other words, what are you putting out there into the internet and how are people getting value from it? Value can be defined into three specific categories that I have categorized. One is through education. So for example, if I'm posting something on YouTube on a tutorial or some kind of review, what are you learning from it? What can I teach you? And you're getting insights and knowledge from my own experience and trials and errors. The second category of value-driven content is entertainment. A lot of people to this day go on YouTube to escape from their lives, to see it as a break, whether that's watching a TV show, whether it's watching some kind of comedy, watching some kind of thing, so they can from their typical 9-to-5 job and watch YouTube videos as a way to relax. So in other words, if you want to approach YouTube from an entertainment perspective, how can I be entertaining for you so you can take a break from your real life, or in terms of other words, escapism. And number three is what I like to define as a hybrid approach. Hybrid is combining education and entertainment, those two together. So what can I teach you and be super entertaining and use that as a way to not only educate yourself, but I'm gonna also show you how you can entertain people and get people's attention. Now, how do I apply those three to YouTube? Well, I'm gonna show you in the next part. So the importance of value-driven content is that you need to know who you are. Why are you making videos? Ask yourself this. Why are you trying to put content out into the internet? Are you just doing it as a hobbyist and you just use YouTube as, hey, I'm gonna post a cool cat video? Or are you actually trying to grow your brand, your business, and make income from video platforms? That is what you really need to do. Sit down with yourself, write down, and really know who you are. Once you understand that really secret or that really informative insights of who you are, then you can begin to deliver on your value-driven content, if that makes sense. So when it comes to YouTube content creation, you have to figure out what niche you're gonna post your videos in. What are you gonna talk about? How are you gonna talk about it? What's your approach? What makes you stand out? These are all these very strategy, higher level content that you need to think about because you need to figure out who you are. Then what you need to do is you need to reverse engineer that. What type of videos and who are you going after, and is there a white space for it? So for example, if you're gonna go for the education type of videos of how me as a person can educate the world and what insights and knowledge that I can give to you, then you need to ask yourself for your own YouTube channel and video content is, what is that one thing that I know that not a lot of other people know about? And how can you differentiate yourself from other people that are already doing the same thing? For example, on my own YouTube channel that I grew from 0 to 2,000 within under a year is that I'm really into video content. I'm really into showing people how you make content on YouTube and do it the right way from my years of failed YouTube channels in the past. And how can I take all those tips, tricks, and knowledge from 3 years plus and condense that into a 1 week or 2 week immersion course, and how you can take that and learn what I've learned in 3 years in one simple course and content. If you want to take it from an entertainment perspective, what can you do to entertain people? Whether that's singing, whether that's being a comedian, whether that's some kind in the performing arts that people can watch you as a person and your content as a way of escaping or relaxing from their day-to-day lives. Whether that's creating skits, whether that's creating some kind of comedy sketch channel. There is a market for that. You just have to know what it is and the entertainment system that it is on YouTube, and how do you decipher that and apply it to your own self. You can see this on YouTube's trending pages, things like reaction videos, music videos. There's a lot of ways how you can reverse engineer those top level entertainment YouTube channels and use it and apply it to your own self. And the third piece of content that you might approach it when it comes to YouTube is hybrid. How can I combine educating people and entertaining people and apply it to my own content and my own self? When you first make a YouTube channel and you post your first video, views do not matter. And yes, I know that might seem a shock when it comes to YouTube and analytics and metrics and marketing, but if you don't really know the content and audience that you are trying to give value for, it's the equivalent of making random content. Random content means random audience, which means not all your subscribers are gonna watch your videos. And I've learned this, and this is something that is so crucial. The more niche and focused your content is on YouTube, the more likely you're about to have reoccurring loyal watchers and viewers, and that is the crucial thing. If you make value-driven content, but you're all over the place, that is where it is going to bite you in the long run. You need to really sit down with yourself and figure out, don't get caught up in the numbers and the views and the subscribers when you really start out. You need to find that white space. What is that one thing that you're talking about, and how can I do it from my different competitors? Look at your competitors and see how you can do something differently. For example, I have a video channel where I talk about camera gear, how to create content, how to do special effects, but my very white space that I go for is the Nikon camera market, as I'm filming right now on a Nikon, and not a lot of people film cinematic videos, or they don't think that they can film videos on Nikons, and that is my unique selling offer that makes me stand out from the crowd. So when you first start out on YouTube, it is very, very easy, just on any social media platform, to fall for, I don't have enough views, I don't have subscribers, and they just get stuck. You need to really assess yourself, look for the white space. How can you make content for an already existing problem? What are you solving in the world? And how can you make content to cater to that audience? And it's that simple. Yes, the execution might be harder on the long end part, but if you can make content for an already existing audience that has the same pain points and problems that you are solving through your video content, that is when people come towards you. You're probably watching this video right now is because you want to figure out YouTube. And how do I make YouTube content? Because YouTube is so hard. Because more and more people want to make video content on YouTube. But through this course, you're learning. So in other words, using this as a case study, making content for an already existing audience, and how do you stand out by making good content? Here's another analogy. Would you rather have one random video that has 1 million views and no one watches your video again because they're like, oh, you've probably seen those viral videos of a cat or a baby laughing, gets 1 million views, and some of the traffic that gets to their channel sprinkles a little bit, and that channel is just left in the dust? Or would you rather have every one of your videos be uploaded and it gets anywhere from 100 to 1,000 loyal watchers and subscribers, and have that going on indefinitely? Think of YouTube views and subscriptions and all that stuff long term. Don't think for a short-term gain, because when you do things for short term, it affects your brain and your content. You're just gonna make things that everyone else is doing. But what you need to do is think about the long-term game. Most YouTubers that created content 3, 4, 5, 10 years ago on the internet, they're not around today because in their mind, they didn't have a YouTube content strategy. They're just doing this for the short-term gain for themselves or for the short-term money. But when you do it indefinitely and you have constant traffic coming into your YouTube channel because you're giving people value, then your YouTube channel is going to survive. And that's what you want to do and rise to the top. So the reason why most people start today on YouTube and they fail is a lot of reasons. One is that they lack self-awareness. They're doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity as quoted by Albert Einstein. Things like changing things up, maybe different titles, different thumbnails for your YouTube videos, different approaches and different types of topics that is still aligned with you, but you're still trying different things, trial and error, and that is how you make content. You don't want to be the same person that's making content for 3 to 4, 5 years and get no traction and you haven't really learned or improved. You always constantly try to get better and get inspired and really just look at your content from an objective point of view, because it's very easy to get emotionally attached to your YouTube channel and your content because you are in front of the camera, but you need to be able to step away and be like, I don't like this. This can be improved. This, and this can definitely be improved. And you're always trying to improve. So never stay complacent with your content. Always try to level up. Always. And the second reason why most people fail on YouTube is that they look at their numbers. Yes, you want to look at your analytics and how you're marketing and distributing your content, but don't get discouraged. If you post up a video, gets 10 views, try again. What are you doing differently? Instead of getting discouraged and just completely quitting YouTube, you want to maybe think about maybe there's a different audience that I'm targeting, or I'm completely missing out on and I'm not making content for them. Instead, I'm making generic content to apply to a blanket audience, but instead, if I just made that little pivot in terms of content creation, for example, going from video, targeting closer to Sony or Canon cameras, that is going to make that 10 views suddenly go to 1,000 views. And now you're like, maybe there's a Canon audience that a lot more people are watching this versus these broader videos that I'm making. Maybe I should adjust to those type of content. And that is what I've learned from making hundreds, thousands of videos on YouTube. I'm constantly learning, constantly trying to get better, and constantly making content for the long term. Now that you've understand value-driven content and how you can break down who you are, really figure out what type of content you're gonna make and sit down with a piece of paper and write down, who am I making videos for? Why am I making videos for? And how am I going to do it? If you can answer those questions, then you can begin to start making content. You don't wanna make content with your eyes closed and just make random videos. It's all about how you stand out. And I also have other Skillshare courses, how it teaches you how to edit. And if you want more in-depth details of how you start a YouTube channel, specifically in regards to understanding different types of traffic, different types of how you can stand out using SEO and marketing, yes, all those analytical things and the nitty-gritty does matter, but this video that you're watching right now is one of the most important things that you will need to decipher and understand. Yes, I understand that it is very philosophical or a very higher level approach, but this is the strategy. This is the YouTube content strategy that most people don't get and most people don't understand. And through this, it will save you years of trial and error and headache. If you want to make content and be a hobbyist, then totally disregard any of this course. But if you want to take content seriously and become an aspiring content creator, not only in YouTube, but take your business, your brand, your own personal channel to the next level, this is something you must consider. Because going forward in this day of age of video content, you want to think of yourself as a media company, as a one person, or if you're lucky, you have a friend. Think of yourself as a media company and you are distributing the content. What type of content you're gonna make, how you're gonna make it, and why should people care and look at your channel. That is the overview, key hack and secret of how you make good content. On top of having good content, what you also need to consider is do you have the eye for design? Are you good at video editing? Do you have an on-camera presence? Are you always trying to get better? That is something that being a YouTuber in this day and age is very difficult. You need to have a hybrid of whatever certain components. I myself know that I stutter, I'm not the best on camera presence, but I've got and come a long way. But what makes up for that is my YouTube content strategy and understanding, as well as my execution. Don't be afraid of putting out content. Constantly try and go out there and learn. Constantly put yourself out there into the internet, and the market will dictate whether or not you need to adjust, or the reality is you might not be a content creator or YouTuber that you thought you were, and it's a lot harder than you think. But if you go through all this and you really want to make YouTube content, this video and course is for you. And now that you really are ready to take your content and start or take your content to the next level, you can also look at my YouTube channel, BVC Co 7, Broke Visionary Collective. All my links are in my bio if you want to learn more. And I hope this course provides you that insight that you didn't see before. Content is everything. Content matters. You can have the best marketing on the planet, but if your content is then you really don't have anything. My name is Peter. You're watching Broke Visionary Collective, and that is the one secret of how you make content on the internet. Not only on YouTube, but on the internet.